Hey everyone! So today we're going to be talking about hair care, and I mean absolutely everything related to hair, from shampooing to conditioning to hair treatments to brushes you should use, right down to how you should sleep with your hair. We're going to hit it all, from fun wigs, where to purchase them, hair extensions, you name it, we got you. And I'm going to jump right into it. So first, we're going to start with shampoo, which is Moroccanoil Moisture Repair Shampoo. It is a repairing shampoo, which looks like this. And all you have to do is squeeze like a dime amount into the palm of your hand and lather it up and put it in your hair. And I'm telling you, the littlest bit lathers up so quickly. But it's great because there's this balance to it where it's almost stripping all of the impurities, the dirt, the oil, the grease, the sweat, but it's not stripping away any of the natural oils that your hair needs. So you're not rinsing your hair once you're done with the shampoo, feeling like it's all dried out and stringy and that it's gonna break. It just feels fresh and clean and light and just, you know, like you've cleaned your hair. So a lot of shampoos are really hair stripping. And if you have color in your hair, you can see the color coming down while you're rinsing. None of this happens with the Moroccanoil. It is really a fantastic shampoo with an all-around balance for hair color, for moisturization, for everyday hair, fine hair, coarse hair, like you name it, this one is a go-to. So I recommend everybody trying it, and you can find Moroccanoil on places like Nordstrom and even Amazon. Next, I actually never use hair conditioner. I think hair conditioners totally suck. Not even lying. I think that they give you the lightest bit of condition and they don't actually condition. It's more like they softly, I don't even know what the word is, but they don't condition your hair at all. They're putting like some kind of a fake coating on your hair almost. It's not giving this penetration of a deep moisturization that you're supposed to get out of hair conditioners. So I use a hair mask every single time I shampoo my hair. And on a side note, I only wash my hair twice a week. It is actually ideal to only do it once a week. I cannot do it once a week. I mean, I'm a runner, I'm a sweater, so I gotta wash it twice a week, and I can barely make it twice a week. I have designated hair washing days, and by the time it's a hair washing day, I cannot take it anymore. I'm dying to get in there and scrub the crap out of my hair. But on those hair washing days, I use a hair mask and not a conditioner. Like, conditioners do not exist in my shower, period. I use the Moroccanoil Intense Hydrating Mask, and it looks like this. So this one is a hydration mask, and it also smells absolutely amazing. I'm going to try to show you guys the texture of this. My nails always make it really difficult, but you can see that this is so creamy, so buttery, like just, I can't even, the intensity of the moisture in it, the thickness. I even just got a little bit of residue on my fingers and I can feel how moisturizing it is. So while you're applying this in your hair, and it smells so good. Like, I wish you guys could smell this. If there was some way to like send you a scent, I would send you a scent, but all I can do is like send long distance kisses, and that's as much as I can do. And even maybe long distance hugs, but trust me, it smells so good. But while you're applying this in your hair, you can just feel your hair absorbing it. It is incredible, really. I mean, you just don't get that with conditioner. And you're supposed to leave it in 3 to 5 minutes. So what I do is, because I'm so OCD and I have 2 designated hair washing days a week, I make those also my shaving days. So I quickly shampoo my hair, rinse that out, and then I throw the hair mask on, and then I get to everything else. Cleaning my body, shaving, washing my face, exfoliating my face, everything else that goes on in the shower. And then my last step is to rinse out the mask, and you could comb through your hair at that point without applying any other product. It is that intense moisturizing. And this works for anyone with colored hair, coarse hair, thick hair, fine hair. I mean, it really doesn't matter. It's an all-around great product. It's not specific to one type of hair type. It really isn't. So I absolutely love it for that reason. And it is great in the summer when it's like you have that really intense heat that's drying, and in the winter when you've got the heat cranked in your house. That is also awesome to have the hair mask, because the heaters just dry your hair. They soak up all of the moisture and they take it out. So anytime you can like re-moisturize your hair, you should take a full advantage of it. Now, the other one that I like to switch between is another hair mask. And this one I like a little bit more in the summertime because it has a UV protectant in it. And if you guys have watched my other videos, by now you know I am all about the SPF, from face to lips to skin to hair. And this hair mask has a built-in SPF. It is made by ALTERNA, and it is the Bamboo Color Hold Plus UV Shield technology. It is a Rehab deep hydration mask, and it looks like this. And this one also smells absolutely amazing. It is just as moisturizing as the Moroccanoil. I mean, maybe a little less moisturizing. You can see that it almost has this silky texture to it. So it's not quite as thick and buttery, but the absorption is awesome. And it smells good too. The Moroccanoil is better, but this one really does smell awesome too. And this one I think you can actually leave in your hair a little bit less. So if you don't have 3 to 5 minutes, I'm pretty sure that this one you can get away with just a couple, and it does its job, and it actually protects from UVA and UVB rays. So you're getting like all of these bonuses. You're getting the deep, you know, well, the conditioning effect. Not conditioning. You're getting the deep moisturizing hydration effect. You're getting the repairing effect. You're getting an SPF protection. You're getting a natural detangling, so your hair is not going to get damaged while you're combing it out. I mean, there's just what more to love. It's awesome. That covers it for while I'm in the shower. So my next hair steps are post shower, and I always start with a leave-in hair conditioner. The leave-in hair conditioner that I actually just got hooked on a week ago is the Marula, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Daily Moisture Mist leave-in hair conditioning, and it's also a heat protector. Sephora sent me a few samples, and it smells so good, which I absolutely love. Obviously, I'm like really big on smells. I can smell everything, which also works to a disadvantage for me sometimes, but this smells amazing. This is a really little bottle because they did send me just samples to try out, but that's what it looks like. And my hair is so bleached blonde and has been so chemically damaged over the years, despite how great a care I take of it. And this has been a really great conditioner. And I've been using it because my favorite one has been discontinued that I used for over a decade. I think about 15 years, and now it's sold out, and then it's just not being relaunched, and I was devastated. And then Sephora sent me this, and it was the most perfect timing. So I think it was meant to be, because I needed a new one, and then this showed up in the mail. So I'm so happy that it did, because I'm going to be switching to the full-size product of this one. So I just spritz this all over my hair. I'm really generous with it. I get the ends, I get the back, and then I just kind of work it in my hair a little bit. And then I leave it alone for a second. And then I apply an oil to my hair. And if you guys watched my skincare regimen, I talked about not being scared of face oils. You also need to not be scared of hair oils. My go-to hair oil is also by ALTERNA, and it is Bamboo Smooth Kendi oil. It is a pure treatment oil. This has a double use. So it looks like this. And what I love about this one is it comes in an awesome like little droplet. So it's really easy to use and it's not messy. So while you do it, when your hair is wet, I use 2 droplets. So it's going to depend on your hair length, the coarseness, if you have really fine hair, if you have fine hair and a lot of it, if you have chemically damaged hair, if you're always taking heat to it, curling irons, flat irons. I mean, So the level of oil that you need while your hair is wet just depends on what you do to it on a daily basis. But this one, you apply while your hair is wet. You always want to start working it from the ends and then go upwards, because the ends are the driest place. The roots are always like the more moisturized place. And if you start up on the top, your hair is going to be greasy. So start on the bottom and just work it a little bit, move to the other side, work it up a little bit, then go to the back, work it up a little bit, then kind of smush your hands together so there's a little excess, and then just finish it off on the top. And that is going to be such a great oil. It's so good, and this one also smells amazing. I have to tell you guys, because they really do. And I think that as girls, we're always looking for hair products that smell amazing. Because, I mean, who doesn't want hair that smells great, really? So the other use to this one is that it is also a hair oil treatment. So you can take it, unfortunately as a treatment, you need like half a bottle if you've got long hair. I have long hair, I go through about half a bottle when I use it as a treatment. So I don't even use the little squeeze pump because it takes too long. I take it out and I just pour it into my hand, but you drench your hair. I always section my hair off so that way I can make sure I get each piece. And then I unsection it, and then I do the next section. And then I get each piece, and I make it look like I have just taken a bath in oil. It is so bad. And then I will go to sleep like that. It is a little bit uncomfortable, but then when I wake up the next morning and I rinse it out, the difference in my hair is so great. It is so soft, it is smooth, it is like totally brushable. You don't have any of the little hair breakages that you can see when you're brushing your hair and like little bits of hair flying off. It makes all the difference in the world. So I love that the one product can be used as a double use. So that's a really great bonus. And then the last piece that I use in my hair, this is also something Sephora sent me as a sample, and I absolutely love it. So they have suckered me in, and I will also be buying this one in a full-size purchase, and it smells so good too. This one, you wait for your hair to be towel dried. The reason I'm putting it, quotes, towel dried, is because it is not good, ladies, to towel dry your hair. Do not do it. I know it's tempting. You want to towel dry it, wring it out, wrap it up, put it on top of your head. You are going to cause so much hair breakage. Do not do that. You want to comb it out and just leave it down and wet and let it start air drying while you're doing whatever routine you do in the morning. No rubbing it with a towel. That's how it breaks. And no putting it up on top of your head, because as it dries, that's how it's going to break. So when you get to a point in your hair where it has that towel dried effect from not towel drying it, you apply this Caviar CC Cream. And it is a 10-in-1 complete correction leave-in hair perfector, also made by ALTERNA. I don't know if you've noticed the pattern, but ALTERNA and Moroccanoil are like my go-tos for pretty much all my hair care. I've tested out a ridiculous amount of products over the years, and these are just what work for me, and they work amazing. I've been to, oh my gosh, 5 or 6 different hairdressers that like have actually colored my hair, cut my hair, and then so many other ones who have just styled my hair. And every single hairdresser that I've ever been to, the first thing they do when I sit down is they touch my bleached blonde hair, and I know I'm wearing a wig for fun today, but they cannot believe it. They all say, no joke, all say this is unheard of. For platinum blonde hair, most girls either have to have it short or it's straggly and it's dried out and it's frizzy, and they all have to like play with my hair for a minute and touch it and look at it and then brush it out, and they'll even like call another hairstylist over to look at it because they are in total disbelief at my hair, because they say it's just unheard of in all their years, whether they've been a hairdresser for 20 years or 5 years, they just haven't seen my color and having hair in that great a shape. So I think that tells you a lot about my products. So that is the last like product that I use while my hair is wet. So on to the next fun hair look, because I have so many wigs. And I thought that I will do, you know, separate products, separate wigs, just kind of make this video a little bit more fun and entertaining and give all different looks in one video. So, you know, why not? It's fun being a girl. Embrace it. You get to wear wigs, hair extensions, makeup, high heels, jewelry, I mean, dresses, everything galore. Do it, embrace it. You divas, you queens out there, I love it. You guys are awesome. Just be you and have fun and do it. So, the next products that I'm going to talk about are for those little in-between stages. So, when you're only doing 1 or 2 hair washing days a week, and you absolutely cannot wait. Like, you are so greasy, you need to wash it, or you're not even so greasy, but there's just enough grease that there's something bothering you where you really want to just get some spots out. I have found 2 great leave-in type of dry shampoos, and they do the trick, and they actually add so much volume. So not only do they remove the oil, you don't have to shampoo your hair and go through shampoo and then all the extra heat, whether it's hair drying, curling, straightening, whatever it is. You don't need to use any extra volumizing products. All you do is apply the little bit of dry shampoo to wherever your problem area is. I often end up having to do this my last week before a hair dye. I dye my hair every 5 weeks. 4 weeks would be ideal, but because I use a bleach and a lightener, I push it to the 5th week, but the 5th week, my roots are a disaster. So every single day, they look so greasy and I can't handle it. But they make different kind of dry shampoos for all your different light tones, your brunette tones, your black hair tones. So I buy the ones for the light tones, and it actually gives just enough of a blend even. So if my hair isn't even greasy, but I'm going out somewhere, I will spray it just on the root, just to give it a little bit of a white. I mean, right now I'm not showing you my blonde hair, but it is enough to just take that edge off and get you to the next hair appointment. Take that edge off if you're just a little bit too greasy, or if you're in too much of a rush, you overslept, your alarm didn't go off. I mean, there are just, dry shampoos are a lifesaver. I'm telling you, there's so many scenarios that can go wrong for women and guys with long hair even, where you just don't have the time to wash your hair because you have kids, you have dogs, you had a medical emergency, you yourself weren't feeling well, you had an exam, a paper deadline, you pulled an overnighter, whatever it is. Dry shampoo is your go-to, and it takes 1 minute and it completely looks like your hair is freshly washed. No joke. So my two go-tos again are Moroccanoil and ALTERNA. The Moroccanoil I love. It's a spray. The one I obviously get for dry shampoo is light tones, and it looks like this. But like I said, they make it for brunette, they make it for black hair, and this one's a spray, so you just spray it on. Usually do it about 8 inches away, and then you let it do its job for a couple minutes, and then you just take your fingers and you work it in and you brush your hair, and all of a sudden, voila. You've got volume, it is all fresh and ready to go, you've got a nice clean smell, and people would never know that you didn't wash your hair. The other one is ALTERNA's dry shampoo, and it's a refresh and re-energize without water, obviously, because it's a dry shampoo, and it looks like this. And this one is like a shake powder. So I have it open actually right now though. It just kind of looks like baby powder, but it doesn't stay looking like baby powder. So I don't think I can get it to close. I don't really want to do, let me see. Okay, yeah, you're good. So you would just kind of like, nope, not good, making a mess. But you just kind of shake, totally making a mess. Shake it along your root line, separate your hair, shake it a little bit more, separate your hair, shake it a little bit more. What I like about it is your hands get greasy, so I'll just like spray, I don't know, shake a little bit onto the hands. I can't believe how much is flying everywhere right now. I think I just have it overfilled. So you dry out your hands and then you can work your hair, so that way you're not even getting any transfer from your hands and all of that oil onto your hair, and that one works phenomenal as well. So those 2 dry shampoos, I'm telling you, lifesavers. Just every girl, any person with long hair needs to have that in their bathroom. Then back to sun protection, which you're always going to hear about from me, is ALTERNA again. I swear, I am not affiliated with ALTERNA or Moroccanoil at all. I get no kickbacks. I don't get anything. I just love their products that much, and I've tried so many, and these ones just all happen to work, and they're just everything that I use. So I'm sorry that those are the only two brands, but they're the only two brands that are amazing. I even tried Oribe, which is such an expensive product, and so many of the Oribe collection, and everything Oribe has actually damaged my hair. So I don't mean to be a hater on Oribe, and I'm really sorry, but Oribe just hasn't worked for me. I've done Frederic Fekkai, I've done pharmacy brands. I think Frederic Fekkai actually became a pharmacy brand, but it didn't start out that way, now that I'm thinking about it. But I just, something about Moroccanoil and ALTERNA, they're just amazing. So this one is Bamboo Beach Summer Sunshine Spray, and it is a protective shine veil. It is also a filtering of UV and UVB, and it looks like this. And it is really light. It has that beachy scent. It's not overpowering. You wouldn't even know you sprayed anything in your hair, which I love. It doesn't weigh down. It doesn't get greasy. I mean, nothing. You just spritz, 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 and then your hair is protected and you have nothing to worry about. So this one is always a great go-to, and I love it for anytime you're outside. Then the next one is a dry oil spray, also by ALTERNA. It is the Bamboo Smooth Kendi Dry Oil Micromist. This is supposed to be an ultimate frizz control, and it's for all hair types. This hair oil I love because the other one I showed you earlier with the droplet, that one is a heavier oil, and you really do have to be careful to work it from the ends and go upward. This one, you just like take it and you give the little spray. See how fine of a mist that was that came out? It's almost like hairspray, and it just lightly coats your whole head, and then you just do the other side and it lightly coats your whole head, and then you have that littlest added moisturization to it. So if you're not looking for any kind of intensive hydration, you're just looking to like get a little bit over the, like a little bit of dryness out, whatever it was. Maybe you applied too much dry shampoo and you need to then bring the moisture back in. I've done that often. I've put in a little bit too much dry shampoo, and then the bottom of my hair needs a little bit extra moisture. It's funny because that's often my combination. I'm like drying the crap out of the top of my hair, and then I'm oiling up the bottom of my hair. That's just how mine works out. But this one is a really great alternative to not having to do a heavy oil, but still getting a nice little mist in there. And then the Moroccanoil, again, this one is a treatment oil, and this one smells amazing. Every single time I put it in my hair, my husband is just so excited, and he's like, you just smell so good. What did you do? What did you put in your hair? He loves when I wear this. It looks like this. And this one is also a double use product because you can use, actually it's more like a triple use. You can put it in your hair when your hair is wet, you can put it in your hair when it's dry, and it will fully absorb. Even though it is a thick oil, once you put it in dry hair, it will fully absorb. And you can also totally soak your hair and have it done as like an overnight treatment, wash it out the next morning. And often when you wake up the next morning with this one, I would say 75% of it has absorbed, and it hasn't absorbed into the pillowcases because the other Kendi oil one is still drenched in your hair. So this one is a great alternative for a treatment oil if you just need a little extra in the ends. I love it. I mean, there's like this much left, and this is already my third bottle. That's how much I love it, and that's how much of a go-to it is. And on to another look, brunette wig this time around. So we are now going to be talking about some really intensive hair treatment oils. So the two that I have that are crazy intense are, one of them is just straight up pure coconut oil. And I am telling you guys, using coconut oil is a complete disaster. It is like slipping out of my hands as I'm speaking. But it is the best moisturizer. You can buy it at your grocery store for like $5, like a huge tub of it. But scooping it out, it instantly melts in your hands, so you want to be over a sink and ready. My first experience, I had coconut oil everywhere. Luckily, all my little min pans were around and they love coconut oil and they all licked it up and cleaned the floor up for me. But if you don't have dogs, it gets so slippery on the ground, and then when you're trying to wipe and wipe and wipe and wipe and wipe, it just doesn't go away. So put a towel down before you use it, go over a mat. Don't even do it in your shower, because even if you do it in your shower is going to get a film if you're dropping like pure chunks of coconut oil in it. But once you do coconut oil treatment, you want to also section off your hair and do like just section by section by section to make sure every single strand is really penetrated with the oil. If you can leave it on for 30 minutes, that's great, but if you can do hours, that will be the best. If you're somebody who could actually suck it up and wrap your head in saran wrap and then go to sleep with the coconut oil in, wake up the next morning and wash it out, that is the most ideal situation like in the world for conditioning treatment, and that's like getting this high-end Hollywood Beverly Hills hair treatment. I am way too claustrophobic for that, plus I'm an insomniac. There's no way I could pull that off, but I do it for anywhere from 30 minutes to a couple of hours, depending on my day. I often can only get it in once a month. If I got it in on a weekly basis, that would be so great. Whenever I do it and then I go see my hairdresser, he cannot believe the softness of my hair either. He even notices the difference in just my ordinary hair care and then when I've done a coconut oil treatment. So I'm telling you, just pure coconut oil. If you don't want to invest in any other products, just buy coconut oil. And then that has so many purposes, because you can cook with it, you can oil pull with it, which is putting a tablespoon of coconut oil in your mouth and swishing it around every day for 20 minutes. That'll be a whole other topic that we'll talk about. I mean, you can give it to your dogs. It's really healthy. You can bake with it. You can put it in your hair. You can actually even moisturize your skin if you're sunburned, if you're really dry, if you're chapped, your skin's bleeding, whatever it is. Coconut oil is just another really great staple to have in your house, and it just goes such a long way with your hair. So you should get on coconut oil. This little guy is the Elemis Exotic Frangipani Mono Moisture Melt, and it is this little tube, but you can get a really big one, and it actually comes as a solid, and you have to put it in a sink of hot water, and then that will turn it into a liquid. And this is an all-purpose oil. You can soak your hair in an oil treatment. You can soak your body in an oil treatment. It's like, it literally is for anything that needs moisturizing. And this might be the best smelling thing in the world. Like, it's just, I so wish I could send you guys samples of smells. It would just like melt your heart. It's so good. I think this one's a little bit more pricey. It's on Time to Spa. I'm gonna link everything below so you'll be able to find it, test it out for yourself, see if you want to purchase it or not. But this is a really great oil treatment. It's something that if you put in your hair, you're going to rinse out. This isn't one of those treatments that you put in your hair and you leave in for the day. It will be something that is a couple hours and then you get rid of it. But it smells so incredible. You can even put a couple drops of it in a bath when you're taking a bath, and it's gonna make all the difference in the world in your water. Now I have a couple of tips having to do with brushes. So when your hair is wet, I already told you to never towel dry your hair and never take it, wrap it up in a towel and put it on top of your head. Those are major no-nos. Don't do it. What you also don't want to do is brush your hair. They make these huge paddle brushes and you see people just like, I don't know, just going at it with their hair and brushing through it. I don't even have one to show you to demonstrate because they're so damaging on their hair, but they're like those big paddle brushes with a stem and all of these like little combs in it, and you don't want to brush your hair with one of those brushes when it's wet. You don't even want to do it when it's dry. You want to stay away from those brushes. They are bad. When your hair is wet, you want to comb it. I should have cleaned this first. I'm sorry, guys. You want to comb it with a large tooth comb, and then this is going to be like it's going to cause the least amount of damage possible, and you always want to start from the ends and then work your way up and work your way up, and then do the next section, start on the ends and work your way up. And you're also going to do it after you've applied all of your leave-in conditioners, your serums, your hair creams, whatever it is. You're not going to want to do it just straight out of the shower. It's crazy. Let your hair get all that extra moisture. But wide tooth combs are the best. You can do skinny ones, but that's going to start causing a little bit of breakage too. Your hair is very vulnerable when it's wet. Never put it in a hair elastic when it's wet. Don't put it up when it's wet in a clip, nothing. It is so vulnerable when it's wet that it's just stay away from it, let it stay down, keep it out of a towel, keep it out of any kind of hairbrush, comb only. Let it air dry if you can let it air dry. It took me a long time to get over that. I now only blow dry my hair for events because I want that little extra volume, but aside from that, I let my hair just air dry. I plan for it on the hair washing days when I know that I can have like 3 hours before I need to go out, and I'll wash my hair and then I'll do whatever it is that I'm doing, working, chores, it doesn't matter. And then I'll let it dry naturally and I brush it out and then I'm good to go. So if you guys can get in that habit, stop putting heat to it. Save curling for special occasions. Save a flat iron for special occasions. Just keep the heat away. It's gonna make all the difference in the world. Then when your hair is dry, you always want to use a boar bristle hairbrush. Boar bristle hairbrush, these are the only hairbrushes that are not going to damage your hair. Obviously, any kind of brushing is always going to cause for some hair fallout. I mean, we all have, parts of our hair that are brittle, split ends, so when you're brushing it out, you can see a little bit of that hair flying off. So that just happens naturally. We lose hundreds of strands of hair a day. But if you're using a boar bristle hairbrush, it's not the brush that's causing the breakage or causing the hair to pull out. It's just brushing out what's already dead. So you don't want to use anything other than boar bristle. So invest in one of these brushes. They are expensive, but I've had mine for 10 years and they're in perfect shape. You just, pull your hair out of it when it gets all bunched up, but you're going to have no damage, and this is going to be a really great investment if you have long hair. So I'm finally back to me, my blonde self, the only self that I really feel comfortable in, even though wigs are so much fun. I mean, I've got 3 of them. I've had so much fun using them for Halloween and even for a little bit of sexy time in the bedroom, if you know what I mean. But for the most part, I love wigs. They are a blast, but blonde is so my thing. I was brunette at one point in my life, and I couldn't even recognize myself in photos. That's how unbelievably not me it was. So platinum blonde is me all the way. And I'm going to give you a link of actually, I've purchased all of the wigs from wigs.com. I will link it below, but just so you guys can know where to buy the wigs from. And then with me for clip-in hair extensions, I actually love to use the Easy Extend Elite. It is 100% Remy human hair clip-in extensions. Now these ones, you can get it in an 8-piece kit, which I do have, and you can also get it in this one beautiful volumizing piece. And this is my favorite go-to because it is the least amount of hassle, and it is just like one clip and you're done, and it's just enough volume without being too much hair. So this is by far my favorite piece, and I've got this one from hairextensions.com, and I will also link that for you guys below. Now my last couple of tips for hair has to do with hair care in general. So in the winter time, when you have your heat cranked, it doesn't matter if it's a fireplace or if it's coming out of your vents, whatever your heat source is, it is really drying on your skin and your hair. And let me tell you, if you get a humidifier, that is going to go such a long way. Just even if you put the humidifier in your bedroom, so when you're at least sleeping, hopefully you guys are sleeping 8 hours a day. Maybe you're in your bedroom a little bit longer, like 10 hours a day because you're watching TV or reading a book, cooling down on a laptop, whatever it is. Turn that humidifier on in the room that you are in the most, and that extra moisture in the air is going to make all of the difference during the winter months. So that one tip is like a huge tip for you. Another one is satin hair scrunchies. I know. They're so not cute. I just dropped it because it's just, they know that they're not cute. But when you are at home and you're not around anybody, you're cleaning, you're working out by yourself at home, you're going for a run down the street, you're suntanning, whatever it is, wear a satin hair extender. Oh my goodness. I'm getting all tongue twisted again. I don't know why this always happens to me. Wear a satin hair scrunchie. When you're going out, obviously shopping, to the grocery store, if you're going out to the movies, an event, whatever, you're not going to want to do a scrunchie. It's so from the 80s. But if you use normal hair elastics, they do break your hair. They cause a lot of damage. Even if you get the like no breakage ones that don't have that little silver metal plate in them anymore, which I know are really popular now. And they are better than the ones that had that little metal plate. Some of you may not even know what I'm talking about because you might be such a younger generation that they don't even exist. I don't know. But those little clear rubber band ones are pretty harsh on your hair too. So whenever possible, satin hair scrunchies are just the best way to go when you're at home. Also, just throwing your hair in a braid is really great because doing a braid, your hair cannot tangle, and if it cannot tangle, there's nothing to brush out. It can't get all nesty and rat nesty, and I mean, it's not going to get bunched up. And so braids are a really great way to go when you're at home. I mean, braids are super cute to wear out anyway, but if you're not a braid person, then at least when you're at home, if you braid it to go to sleep at night, then it's not going to be chafing, and that's going to help prevent a lot of damage. So braids also go a long way. And on the whole silicone topic, when you're using headbands, they make so many headbands for working out now where the inside of the headband, I don't have one because they're so bad for your hair, but the inside is wrapped with silicone, and it is to hold the headband in place so that way it doesn't shift. And that's great that there's that silicone to hold it in place because you want it if you've set your hair and you want it to look cute and you're at the gym and you're one of those gym girls that just wants to look super cute while working out. That's awesome. But oh my God, those break your hair. You're going to end up with so many like frizzy baby hairs all around your face, and they're just constantly going to be breaking and breaking and breaking and breaking. So if you can stay away from headbands that have that silicone insert, it is a fantastic idea in theory. It is not fantastic for your hair. Just get a stretchy cotton headband. When you're washing your face, throw this up. If you're at the gym, use it. I mean, this one's just like a plain old, what I use for makeup and washing my makeup off, like applying makeup and washing my makeup off. But they do make really cute ones for the gym too, and whatever else you're doing, errands, and you want to put your hair up in a headband. Just stay away from silicone. It's really bad for you. When you're sleeping at night, invest in a satin pillowcase. It obviously doesn't have to be hot pink, but your hair is going to slip and slide on this. See that? It's so smooth. When you have cotton pillowcases, that causes like this hair friction and chafing, and that's going to cause more breakage and more knots and more damage, and it's going to be harder to brush it out in the morning, and brush your hair before you go to sleep too. But I mean, if you have a satin or a silk pillowcase, your hair is just, it's so much smoother on it, and that's gonna go a long way. And the satin ones are super cheap, and you can even order them off eBay, and that is a really great alternative. So get away from cotton pillowcases. I even travel with a satin pillowcase. That's how crazy I am about my hair and not sleeping on cotton. And as a fun fact, the satin ones also help prevent wrinkles. Cotton makes your skin crease more and pulls on your skin more while you're sleeping, where satin allows your skin to kind of smoothly move with the pillowcase. So this is going to be a double protection for your skin and for your hair. So satin pillowcases, girls. I think the last thing I wanted to say is that I have tried bonded hair extensions. And I've been told by quite a few hairdressers that bonded hair extensions don't cause damage. And I just want to give you girls a heads up, if anybody's contemplating it, that they do cause damage. I am the most anal person in the world. I followed everything by the book. I combed my hair properly. There were so many rules as to what you were supposed to do. You had to braid it when you went to sleep at night. You had to blow dry your hair. You could only wash it once a week. I got them filled on a regular basis. And by the time I was ready to take them out, my hair was so broken and thin and frail and damaged and uneven. And it was the worst decision I've made. And I know that they've come a long way, but just, do your research. Don't get completely suckered into one hairdresser telling you, oh, no, they're not going to cause any damage. I'm telling you, there's going to be at least minimal damage. It's just how far the damage is going to go. And when you do have it, you need to take care of them like it's nobody's business. So that is a really big expense commitment, time commitment, and 5-year commitment by the time your hair is able to grow back from the damage that it caused. So on an end note, I'm going to show you that I wore this really cute little head nylon sock, which is really helpful when you're wearing wigs. So you just put your hair up, you tuck it under, you pin it, whatever, and then you put this over your head, and then you go through the wigs. I'm starting to lose my voice. My wigs that I wore today were these ones, which I love the color. If I had the guts, I would probably dye my hair a reddish color, but I so don't. So I love this one. This one has these really cool red, blonde, brassy tones in it, and I absolutely love it. As you can tell, I'm such a long hair obsessed person. And then I had this brunette one as well, and this was actually the first wig that I ever bought, and I wore it for being a maid on Halloween for my husband. Shh, don't tell anybody. And then, like I said, my little piece that I love that I use is this one. So that about does it for hair. I hope that that was really informative for you guys, that you learned some tips, some tricks, some new information that you didn't know, that some of my failures have helped you, and that along the way, these products are going to make a difference in your life like they have in my life. And that's it. So I will talk to you guys later. Good night, good morning, wherever you are. Bye, guys.